manoeuvre in a rather small space. To change direction without making like a super tanker taking avoiding action, they carry out the second of 3 spin wheels. It's probably the most unmilitary of all drill procedures, and from above it looks rather like an angry ant's nest that somebody's disturbed. But remarkably, with the wave of a magic wand, actually the baton of one of the directors of music, normal service is resumed, and any temporary illusion of a serious breakdown in good order and military discipline is rapidly quashed. Relatively short life, the Irish Guards have won 52 battle honours, of which 20 are embroidered in gold scrolls on the Queen's colour. The Irish Guards are a particularly strong family regiment, and the whole ethos of the regiment brings them even closer together, as exemplified by their motto, Quis separavit, who shall separate us? Over many generations, a regiment's colours have come to represent all that it stands for. And this ceremony that we see today has been performed in very similar fashion for hundreds of years, so that every man can immediately recognise and, if necessary, rally round his regimental colour. Such emotions perhaps ring rather hollow in the ears of a younger generation for whom good crack has pharmaceutical connotations. But personally, I never cease to marvel at stories like that of Lieutenant J.N. Marshall, M.C.N. Barr, acting Lieutenant Colonel, who won the last of 4 Victoria Crosses that went to the Irish Guards in the First World War. This young lieutenant was commanding a battalion of Lancashire Fusiliers. He was personally supervising repairs to a vital bridge under intense fire. He then led a charge across the bridge, but was killed in the attempt. He'd previously been wounded no less than 10 times. The Guards Memorial was originally erected to commemorate such heroism, but it now encompasses the Second World War and many conflicts since. From the Major General downwards, all these men you see today combine their ceremonial duties with their operational ones. As the ensign, Fabian Roberts has good reason to remember. Another of his 6 brothers, Hilarion, had followed their father into the Welsh Guards. He was one of those who suffered severe burns aboard the RFA Sir Galahad during the Falklands War. Tragically, he's since been killed in a car crash. Those scarlet uniforms that now draw the tourists' cameras once concealed the blood of battle. The rifles that they now throw around with such precision are what they use with equal skill on the battlefield of today, when their country calls upon them so to do. It's the instinctive reaction to orders learnt on the parade ground that encourages and instills the unquestioning discipline required when the dangers are rather greater. escort now back under the command of their captain, James Stopford, present arms to return the compliment to the rest of the parade. A rather easier duty for Captain of the escort, Major James Stopford, today than recently at the Guard of Honour for the President of Ireland, when he was required to give the greeting to the President in Gaelic. Now it's a chance for Guards 2 to 6 to move after standing still in this uncomfortable heat for a long time. It's on hot days like this that the thick tunics tighten and the heavy bearskin caps start to clamp onto the forehead as the sweat flows. Very important for a day like this that they've been properly prepared. In fact, they were up at 6:30 this morning in barracks having PT under the direction of the Gladiator Scorpio, which I'm sure the mix thoroughly enjoyed. Now the field officer is preparing the guards for the march past in slow time, and they'll manoeuvre into position to the Cora Drums tune Hazelmere.
Quick march!
After further orders for number 6 guard, all 6 guards will step off in a slow march round the edge of Horse Guards Parade to march past Her Majesty. The tune will be The Minstrel Boy, one of the most famous and evocative of all Irish songs. The minstrel boy to the war has gone, in the ranks of death you will find him, his father's sword he's girded on, and his wild harp slung behind him.
Number 6 guard! Place order! March! Move to the right in threes! Palm threes! Right! Guards will march past in slow and quick time. By the left! Slow! March!
So the Mix, as they love to be known, lead the column of scarlet and black. The huge bearskin caps, made from the Canadian common black bear, were designed to increase their stature, along with the scarlet tunics, to send shivers of fear down the spines of their enemies. as they form left and advance at the measured step of 65 paces per minute, locked shoulder to shoulder. They're still an awesome sight. So they prepare for the march past, to be led by the field officer, Colonel James Pollock, with the Major of the Parade, Hugh Boddington, immediately behind him. Both men saw service in the Falklands. Colonel Pollock was second in command of a company of Scots Guards who literally saw the whites of the enemy's eyes in bayonet charges on Mount Tumbledown, while Hugh Boddington was a platoon commander with the Welsh Guards. Mother and other guests, and we were watching other young members of the Luxembourg court, one of the Grand Duke's grandsons. So with the colour now to the front to allow it to be lowered in salute. As each guard passes the royal dais, the mass bands will play the appropriate regimental march. The slow march of the Irish Guards is Let Erin Remember. This is what the hours and hours of practice for the past 2 or 3 months are all about, each man striving for personal perfection for the sake of the whole. The crimson silk of the Queen's colour, clear now for all to see, the royal cipher within the collar of the most illustrious Order of St Patrick, and the gold scrolls listing 20 of the regiment's 50 battle honours. Slow march for number 3 guard, the Grenadiers, is Scipio. Numbers 4 and 5 guards from the Welsh Guards, men of Harlech. army of the Scots Guards, the Guard of Old Gaul. The adjutant of the brigade, riding Heartburn Lass, beautiful horse and a very keen horseman. As the field officer salutes Her Majesty, the slow march is the harp that once through Tara's halls. The Irish have a certain reputation for fighting, and by their own admission among themselves when they run out of others to fight, as famously observed by Rudyard Kipling. Although these Irish Guards were only formed in 1900, there was an Irish regiment of foot guards raised by the first Duke of Ormond in 1662 for service in Ireland. But they went into exile with the Jacobite kings and fought against the crown, notably at the Battle of Fontenoy, where they captured the Coldstream Guards colour, which now hangs in Notre Dame Cathedral. Kipling's World War I poem, The Irish Guards, recalls, "We're not so old in the army list, but we're not so young at our trade, for we had the honour at Fontenoy of meeting the Guards Brigade. 'Twas Lally, Dillon, Buckley, Clare and Lee that led us then, and after 170 years, we're fighting for France again. Old days, the wild geese are flighting, head to the storm as they faced it before, for where there are Irish, there's bound to be fighting, and when there's no fighting, it's Ireland no more."
Into quick time! Quick march!
Pipers of the Irish and Scots Guards come to the front of the massed bands for the quick march past as they move from 65 paces per minute to 116. The quick march is the Emerald Isle by Mick Henderson, the director of music of the Irish Guards. It's an arrangement of 4 Irish jigs and reels in march time. The Rakes of Mallow, The Girl I Left Behind Me, The Irish Washerwoman, and Gary Owen is used by General Custer's US 7th Cavalry. fine figure of the field officer riding Emma, 22-year-old horse who's on parade for the last time before being put out to grass, prepares to lead them again, carrying the Earl of Cavern's sword, the traditional commanding officer's sword, engraved with the names of all the previous commanding officers. The vast majority of Irish Guards are Irish or of Irish descent. They come from north and south, from all creeds and backgrounds. It's a custom that religion and politics, anyway at a personal level, aren't discussed. So they march past to the regimental quick march St. Patrick's Day. As is customary when the Scots Guards or the Irish troop the colour, the regimental pipers play, and now the quick march, the British Grenadiers. For the Welsh Guards, Guards 4 and 5, the Rising of the Lark. For the Scots, Elan Laddie. Field officer's family also comes from Ireland, from Tyrone. In fact, his grandfather, who served in the Irish Rifles, was Speaker and High Sheriff of the Senate at Stormont in the early 60s. He trots back to his original position. The pipers move back into theirs to the quick march, Mixed March, named not after its composer, Major Mick Henderson, but the nickname that the Irish Guards have had since their formation. It's based on melodies of 4 famous Irish drinking songs that will be familiar to Micks of all generations: The Star of County Down, Whiskey in the Jar, Wheelie a Warrior, and The Leaving of Liverpool. foot guards, now back in their original positions, can rest for a while and recover. No doubt they're fairly warm under their ceremonial garb. They don't particularly enjoy, actually, the next moment on a hot and sticky day like this, when horse guards tend to get rather dusty and the horses of the household cavalry make life a little bit unpleasant. They have watered horse guards parade quite heavily beforehand, but even so in this heat it's evaporated fairly quickly.
Guards! In open order! Left and right! Dress!
Massed bands will move away to make room for the massed mounted bands to the pipe tune Back to Donegal. So it's the turn of the household cavalry, led on by the massed mounted bands of the Blues and Royals and the Lifeguards under their Director of Music, Major Bob Garrity, riding for the last time on the Queen's Birthday Parade. He'll have retired by the time it will be his next turn in 2 years' time. Behind him, the two lovely drum horses, the white and brown of Janus of the Blues and Royals on the far side, the Blue Roan Clydesdale Constantine of the Lifeguards on the near side. And they will play on the household cavalry to the tune Aida. Standard of the Blues and Royals, carried by Squadron Corps Major Frank Willisey, riding Ormond, a horse he calls the Beast because it looks like one of the four horses from the Apocalypse, but actually he says it's a big softie. On the far side, the standard coverer, Squadron Quartermaster Corporal Terence Shackliff, there to protect the standard, and on the near side, the trumpeter, Lance Corporal Jason Shaw, on the grey Olivia. He would normally be riding a horse called Trooper, he says, but that's scared of the standard being lowered. Foot guards present arms to the household cavalry and their sovereign standard as they play the slow march of the Blues Royals. The field officer of the escort, Major Joe Lydiard Wilson, leads them on a magnificent charger called Quiberon, well over 17 hands. And he'll notice, most unusually, a white blaze on his forehead. Most unusual for an officer's charger, which normally all black, but he's such a good horse. Squadron Corporal Major Frank Willisey, the standard bearer, who's missing the fourth finger on his right hand, which makes lowering the Hebrides Sovereign standard even more difficult. It's the equivalent of the Foot Guard's Queen's colour, along with the lavishly embroidered royal coat of arms of 46 and the Blues and Royals 76 battle honours. Slow march of the Lifeguards plays for the scarlet tunics and white plumes of Divisions 3 and 4. In their leading rank is Master Saddler Tim Mills, the man we saw making up the new state saddlery for the Irish Guards. With a staff of 4, he's responsible for maintaining and repairing virtually all the kit on man and horse, bar their helmets and cuirasses. The ceremonial axes of the farriers. Knightsbridge Barracks, where they're based, has its own smithy, where the farriers have been kept pretty busy and rather warm this week. The two on parade both wear dark blue tunics, but the Lifeguards farrier has a black plume. Now the band plays a short burst of the old regimental march of the Royals before the trumpeter sounds the trot. Music for the trot is Money Musk, while the Foot Guards element of the parade can be traced back to at least the 18th century. This walk and trot pass by the Household Cavalry was only introduced in 1950, the year the King decreed that the Household Cavalry should become part of the Household Brigade, now the Household Division. In fact, that year they only walked past, with the trot added in 1951, the first year that the then Princess Elizabeth took the salute as she deputised for her sick father. With her well-known love of horses, she'll have an eagle eye on the turnout of these beautiful Irish blacks. Foot Guards again present arms, and the bands play the regimental trot and the keel row. This time the standard isn't lowered, but just let fly. Just one regiment, the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment, but maintaining their old identities. The Blues and Royals in their distinctive uniforms, curb chains worn under their chins, followed by the Lifeguards in their very distinctive uniforms. And you'll notice their curb chains are under the lower lip. salute from the Household Cavalry mounted bands. Priceless, solid silver drums on the drum horses. Good to see Janus back on parade, the drum horse on the right, who's been sick for a year with navicular syndrome, an arthritic condition of a bone in the foot, and has only recently come back to regimental duty. Ridden by Lance Corporal Stuart Marsh, whose father was a mounted drummer in the regiment, and whose grandfather spent 36 years in the regiment, retiring as a lieutenant colonel. A sight the Queen is always particularly interested in. She actually breeds drum horses, and the regiment has just bought a new one from the Queen's stud at Hampton Court called Peppermint, and they have another one called Spartacus in training who will pass out next year. So the Household Cavalry now move back into the approach road. The massed mounted bands will halt on that side of the parade ground in front of the old Admiralty building. And the director of music will turn inwards the signal to the field officer and brigade waiting to give the final royal salute. And so the formalities are nearly complete here on Horse Guards Parade. And every single man here and officer can contemplate the Harry Robert Shaw bequest. Harry Robert Shaw was a private in the Irish Guards who was killed in the First World War. And his last words to his sister before leaving for France were, "If I don't come back, buy my friends a drink." Well, she made a bequest in 1986 to the regiment to be used for fun, and the commanding officer has decided that a good way of spending it this year is that everyone on parade should be given a bottle of beer that's been specially commissioned by the Irish Guards. So those will be waiting for them back in barracks, and on a day like this I'm sure it'll be very welcome. Massed mounted bands of the Household Cavalry move off. They'll go down the approach road into the Mall to lead the whole procession back down to Buckingham Palace. Now the field officer gives the orders for each guard to form 2 divisions of 35 men. And they'll do that initially to a tune called The Mad Major.
At the halt! By divisions! Right full! Quick march! Divisions will advance about 10. Guards.
Now having formed divisions, they close up into close column behind the escort to Prussian glory.
The
leads off Divisions 1 and 2 of the Household Cavalry to follow up behind the mass mounted bands. Those lovely black chargers, almost all Irish, although there was one year when they got a batch from Germany, but the experiment wasn't particularly successful. They didn't prove to be the right sort of horses for this type of duty. And there the Wolfhound, the regimental mascot of the Irish Guards that we saw earlier on, Cahallan, takes his place at the head of the Guards. For the very first time, he will lead the Foot Guards back to Buckingham Palace, right behind Her Majesty the Queen. The Irish Guards took possession of their first regimental pet in 1902. Brian Boru, inevitably known as Paddy, lasted 8 years, and all went smoothly until Kraken arrived in 1924. Unfortunately, as he got older, he got rather savage towards other dogs, and walking in Hyde Park one day, he attacked the Italian ambassador's greyhound. After profuse apologies to His Excellency, all was well until a few weeks later when Kraken again met the greyhound and this time killed him. So now the field officer moves forward to ask Her Majesty's permission to march off.
Her Majesty's Guards are ready to march off now.
Well, I think Colonel Pollock can be delighted with the way that his Irish Guards have performed. The ivory mounted phaeton is moving across Horse Guards, ready for Her Majesty to climb back on board, go back down to Buckingham Palace. The Garrison Sergeant Major, the 6 foot 6 inches of Perry Mason, waits to give the signal to the field officer that the mall is clear. Once Queen Elizabeth's procession has passed the approach road down the mall, then they'll be able to set off. So once Her Majesty back in the phaeton, they'll march off to the Quick March If You're Irish. A stirring arrangement by a legendary former director of music of the Irish Guards, Lieutenant Colonel Jukes Jaeger.
Right, the left, quick march!
lovely sunny day. She's got pretty wet some years, notably in 1982, the year of the Falklands War. She'll be hoping, I know, down that the weather holds for the Garter ceremony on Monday and Royal Ascot this week, when once again open carriages are the order of the day. Flags of the Commonwealth line the approach road that's turned brown with the sand scattered on it to help the horses. Well, what a splendid birthday celebration. Her Majesty was adamant she wanted no fuss for her 70th birthday. But this is one unique present she would never want to miss. The Irish Guards are a regiment formed as a direct result of the ancient and traditional valour of the Irish race. And this thread of courage, endurance and high ideal has continued over the years. It is, as every young officer is told, the bedrock of the regiment. But from James O'Brien of Limerick, their first recruit on April the 21st, 1900, through to these young men today, they've all possessed two other marvellous qualities: a mischievous sense of humour and a wonderful ability to throw great parties. And they can be very proud of this one.
Our recording of this afternoon's flypast and the royal family's appearance on the balcony of Buckingham Palace will be shown together with highlights from the parade at 7:05 this evening on BBC Two.